let's say this was the wall and that's the opening, and that's where I think the sounds are coming from, right?
Wilderness Tactical has been around for longer than the gun you're carrying has been, and they have been making high quality products for concealed carriers for literally decades. I wear their Low Pro belt every year. The webbing is the best in the industry, and I won't wear anything else. If you're looking for a good CCW belt, check them out.
If I was slow searching, you know, it would be like this: little step, little slice, little slice. Fast searching, if I think he's in there, I'm still going to use this far wall. I'm still going to slice the pie, but I'm moving faster. That gets to him quicker, but is that less safe? Yes, but why am I giving that up? If I can hear him shooting, he's not sitting there waiting for me to come around the corner. He doesn't know I exist. If he's in there shooting, he's in the middle of his fantasy. And when I come around there and find him, I'm going to be a surprise. It's going to be, even if he sees me out of the corner of his eye, it's going to be bam. So, but if he's not shooting, then he could be in there waiting on me. So then I'm really going to slow down. If I can shoot, you know, Chris Wallace was an instructor at TDI, and he would always say, never fight him in his room if you can fight him from outside his room. So yeah, if I can get him from out here, I will. But I'm going to go in there if I have to find him. Does that make sense? I've never been in an active shooter situation. I've only studied it, rehearsed it, war gamed it in my head. I think if I'm ever in one, it's going to be extremely, extremely confusing until I find him. And then I don't think it's going to be confusing anymore. Because I think like my father would used to say, he'll stand out like a nun in a whorehouse. Somebody in a public place shooting a gun at people. And add on to that, if he's in tactical gear and GoPro helmet, and I mean, that's not going to be I wonder if that's him. That's going to be it. But I think up until that time, when I'm desperately trying to find him, and the monkey's telling me, you're already behind, he's already been killing people, hurry the hell up, hurry up. And I'm, dang it. So this training you're going to go through this afternoon, part of it is built to cause you to have to work through the frustration. I'm not screwing with you to frustrate. I'm trying to let your brain, yep. I see it as a big, long, or I don't know if it's going to be long or not, but a series of deselection until you find him. You don't have to identify everything that's not him. You just have to deselect him. I don't have to say, oh, that's a male. He's got a black hat on. He's got a red shirt. I just have to say, not the problem. I don't got to get involved in him. Not the problem, not the problem. Not the problem, not the problem, not the problem, not the problem. Not the problem, not the problem, not the problem. And then it's not confusing anymore. Then I just have to tell the monkey to shut up and apply my skill. Clutter is what we call everything but the shooter. Physically, it's everything that gets in your way, everything you have to look at, every dead space, but it's also sound of the fire alarm, sound of shooting, sound of people screaming, people popping out because they're just trying to get away from the shooter, and it's all that stuff your brain has to deal with that's not the shooter. The smell of gunpowder, all that stuff your brain has to process. The strobe light that's going off because of the fire alarm. Stress and fear. I think it's going to be extremely stressful and fearful. But it seems to show through combat and training and other police experience, if you have done it before, if you have succeeded at it before, even if you're scared out of your mind, you can still do it. Stephen Williver said, I could not have explained to you the level of fear I was experiencing, but at the same time I was calm. Distance. You have a mugger is 2 to 4 yards. You know, you're going to have a hard time explaining to the district attorney why you shot the mugger at 26 yards. Okay, 2 to 4 yards. But this is, there's examples, and you have a much better chance of finding him much further away. It's up to you at what distance you actually shoot at him. So just because you see him and it's legal to shoot doesn't mean you have to shoot. I think us in the gun world, we talk a whole lot about, is it legal to shoot? You must meet these elements in order to be legal to shoot. We talk a whole lot about that. But we don't talk enough about, okay, it's legal to pull the trigger, but is it legal where the bullet's going to end up? That Rule 4 thing is what we need to talk more about. And train. Body armor. I'm sure it's happened, but I've never read or know of a mugger that wore body armor. And not most active shooters have worn body armor, but several of them have, so it is a definite possibility that in our mind we have to have. So if we see what we think it is to act, or how many trigger presses of a confirmed sight picture, and we're like, I may have to do something different. Plan on the fire alarm going off if it's inside because of the concussion of the gun. This would be primary. Low ceiling with tiles. So especially a rifle or a shotgun would cause the dust. Did y'all see that in the Pulse video? It looked like it started snowing in there when he started shooting. False reports of additional shooters. I don't know how to fix this. Just count on it. So, 95+% of the time, how many are there? One. I'm not saying there won't be 2 or 17 tomorrow, but let's go with the odds and call an audible if it's different. What we tell our students is, if you think you're in an active shooter event and you found him, stay with the guy that brought you to the dance. So if you're sitting there going through your after action and they're like, there's another one down the hall, there's another one down the hall. Okay, I hear you. And if I hear something else, if I get more evidence to back that up, then maybe I'll go down there. But I know that in almost every active shooter attack, there are false reports. So I'm staying with dude until there's another one on the second floor. Okay, I hear you. And if I hear shooting or screaming or some other evidence, there's another one in the parking lot. All right, I hear you. And if I see him out there or I hear more shooting, I'll go. But don't we call chasing ghost. If you say, well, I've got this one, let me go get the next one, and you keep running around with a pistol in your hand, the cops are eventually going to show up. Okay, so careful about that. The possibility of risky shots, let's just say they're all going to be risky. It's going to be in a public place. Anywhere you shoot where your hollow point does not stay in dude has a decent chance of hitting somebody. We're going to talk about that. And the results of unintended hits. We talk about hits and misses on the range. In a gunfight, there are no misses. There are just hits and then hits that you didn't want. They're all going to hit something.